Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a quick intro, but today I'll be redoing the video of how to use a whip as an extension of your arm, and hopefully this one works out. So let's get on into it. This will be a voiceover, so we are now entering voiceover mode. So this might be a little shaky, and it's hard to get the positioning, so it might not always be on Spice, so please excuse that. I was trying to show the whip and Spice and also concentrate on him in real life. So there's the whip, and I just kindly directed him. He is very sensitive to the whip, so he does definitely get a move on off of it pretty quickly. So I'm just asking him to trot and kind of holding him up to that whip right there and just keeping that steady and directing him with that. So now I just cut off that drive line right there, and he immediately turns, and he's really good about this with the whip most times, and you can see him kind of trying to stake there a little bit. So I just want to move his feet a little more aggressively right there, and I'm trying to cut off that drive line right there, and you can see he gave a little kick. So I am going to try to cut off that drive line again one more time. Is easy what I do. Obviously, I didn't this time, but I really did push his feet and get him going. So I put a little more pressure on him, and you can see him lowering that head, and then I kind of released that and stepped back. You can't really see it, but I caught him, and then immediately was just, whoa, and he stopped. He was pretty good, but I did not really like him going from all that high energy to that immediate just stop, because I feel like he could have cooled down a little better and really prepared himself for that stop. So he started eating a leaf, so I had to really ask him to get going and get moving. And here I wanted to get him some pressure and try not to really frighten him too much, but really just get him to move off of my body language and not so much the whip. And that's why we are working on this whip, because he's not very good at really getting giving his full attention and his full energy to me. So I'm cutting off that driving line again, and he turns. Cut off that drive line, and he kicked out there. So at that point, I was mad. So I changed him direction. I pushed him hard, changed direction, turning that drive line, really getting him going, because I was mad about that kick. And the previous kick before was not that good. And there I kind of backed down, which was unfortunate, but then I just stopped, and you can see him going around. If you're confused about why I did this, I was stopping and going around and waiting for him to really slow down and realize that I'm not giving out that. So I was mad about that kick, but I just had to stay calm, and I'm really not backing down in this situation, but I am being like, hey, I'm choosing my battles. I know that I can win over you and I can beat you, so I'm gonna choose not to use my energy on something like that, battling your little kick. Easy. So you can see here he's a little rowdy, but he was sniffing the camera once I finally got him to calm down and just ease out of it. These jump cuts are not because I want to whip him. They are just so the video isn't too long, even though it's like 15 minutes. So I did drop the whip in the middle, and I put it there because he was super just all over about it. So here I was asking him to go off again, but then I wanted to actually really desensitize him to this, so I am really starting to try to do that. So I tried to get him to stop, and he walked off a couple times, so I had to work on that, but he started sniffing it, and that was a great sign. I was really happy about that, and I was happy with that. But yeah, so I just kind of did that, pressure and release, and he got really good at it at the end. So here it is.
Whoa.
So you can see that pressure there. And then release. As soon as he sniffs it, shows interest in it, but doesn't show interest in bolting away. So I took some beautiful pictures of him right there that I wanted to include in there. But yeah, so just that pressure and release, really trying to get him to be okay with it. And he was pretty good. So here I touched him with it, and he did shake his arm like with that fly response, but he did great. So I am releasing that pressure and getting him to do that. So I also was sliding the whip on the ground after I gave him that release and seeing how he was handling that, because I do not slide my whip on the ground for a cue. I slide it down on the ground. I slide it down on the ground to desensitize him, because people, common mistake with desensitizing is people make the cue and they get mad when the horse reacts to it when they're desensitizing, and then when the horse doesn't react to it when they're trying to lunge or do whatever, they get mad at it. So I wasn't doing a cue that I would usually use to get him to go, but I was just lightly brushing him with the whip, not hitting him. I want this to be a positive experience for him, so I wasn't hitting him, and I was just calmly touching him. He was great about the face, and I did do the legs off camera. But he did great with that. And as soon as he sniffs and shows interest in it when I offer it, he's great. So then I got him to go. I did it in the center too, because the other one I realized that it didn't have an escape path, and Spice might have just been staying there because he didn't have an escape path, and he was fight, flight, and freeze, and he was freezing. But I did it on both sides. I got him to stay, and you can hear me whoa, but he did great. Absolutely great. And you can see him itching his leg there, showing comfort, which is super nice. And I really liked it. So, yeah, I was really happy with this training session overall, and especially the desensitizing portion of it, because I think that was really nice. And it is great to have an equal balance between sensitive and desensitive. So I was asking him to go there. He wasn't going, and I did go to the end of the round pen, and I showed my boot because it is a total hack job with the duct tape. But yeah, so I was just trying to go, and he just I healed his hindquarters, and I did give him a good boy for that, because I really liked him yielding his hindquarters, but I needed to get him to move, and I needed to do that. So that was totally my fault right there. I did cut off the drive line. If I wanted him to go there, it would have been my fault for confusing him. But he was just going around the edges, and I was cutting off that drive line. I was really trying to get him to go back and forth, and you can see him there. He does have a little less pep, because I didn't want him to get super cantery excited, because that's when he tends to bolt past. And you can see me just smacking it on the ground, really telling him, hey, I mean business, and you're not going to do that. And I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this, but it is called, like, whoever moves their feet first loses. So as soon as you get into that, like, stopping position, if they don't just turn right away, you need to stand your ground and really get their attention with that whip. Never hit them with the horse, though. Never physically touch them with the whip unless it is for desensitizing purposes, like I was doing, where I was rubbing him and creating a positive experience with the whip for him. So this one I was really happy about, because he turned into me, which, as you really practice lunging, that should happen. Spice is great at following me, but he's not that great at lunging when he haven't worked at it a whole bunch. So that was really exciting. That was one of his first ones where he really turned into me. Out of those lunging sessions that we have been doing probably every other day for a good 2 weeks now, or 3 weeks. So I was really happy about that. That was really exciting. So I did reward him off camera, obviously. So now I felt like the whip wasn't really necessary, and I wanted to try it without that. Obviously, I didn't get the best results, but yeah. So my bun is a little messy, but I had to put my hair up, and you can see Spice following me right here. And because I moved those feet front, back, left, and right, you can definitely tell that he was following me. So then there's the Spicy Buddies, and he's just being cute, and I'm trying to get him to come to me, but of course he didn't. Yeah, so I was trying to urge him on with everything I could, but yeah, he didn't really come, unfortunately.
Come on, buddies.
But you know what? That's just kind of something you work towards. And he's not very good at coming. He's good at staying with me once I'm with him. But yeah, that is something we are working on. So just so you know. So I'm just kicking kind of a little dust to kind of get him to move as the whip. And I do have to follow close behind him and really put that pressure on his butt. I am staying safe though, just so you guys know. So, yeah, I'm just kind of lunging him, doing whatever, and putting that pressure on. Again, I do not have a rope or anything, but I am just going along with that. So I really had to get on him there and really get him to change direction. He just stopped. I did want to put that pressure on, but I couldn't. So then I had that lead rope right there, and I tried using it with a lead rope. That wasn't a hit right there. I did just swing it forward and never hit your horse, people. Like, that is one of the big no-nos. I will be making a video on that. How to kind of control your temper around horses and stay calm around them. And again, this one was really hard to film. I had to keep it in my pocket and whatever, and I couldn't see what was on screen. So sorry if it's really shaky or Spice really isn't on camera. But I do have to focus on the horse, even if the video doesn't turn out the best quality, just because obviously I put the horse in real life first, then the horse in the video. It also was really hard to show me kind of getting at him with the whip, so I had to change positions a lot and really try to get that good hold, but yeah, so you might notice that this video is kind of long, but this is really for those people who really want to learn how to use the whip as an extension of your arm and how to really lunge and do the whole like discipline thing, I guess. Well, and how to teach your horse good lessons, because teaching your horse bad lessons and getting them in bad habits is not a good thing. So you can see I was going to cut him off here, and he just really got mad. So I really got on him about that kick. I stopped him there, and I really put that pressure on, because I would not take that kick from him. So I went and stopped him there, and I'm really sorry, you guys, it's hard to see, but yes, I did have to put the horse first. So yeah, here you can just see me really getting after him and really doing that. So finally started to calm down. He was on a little pacey trot toward me, and normally with normal horses that are pretty good at lunging,
sorry, my bun was super messy. I just had to get my hair out of my face. But yeah, so I'm just cooling Spice off right now. We're just working on neck leading, and no, this isn't choking him. It's really loose around his neck. So just so you guys know. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really glad that this wasn't a fail video. I don't want to jinx myself again, but yeah. So a bloopers video will be coming out soon, and I am working on starting a second channel so I can post whatever I want, not just horse or animal activist things. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Spices, bye. Love you guys.